Alright everyone, not the longest video today, but it's Sunday afternoon and I'm getting the van ready for the next couple of days, because we did work for a builder at the prison service here, and it's the national headquarters for the prison. And so we've been working there. They were really pleased with our work, they were happy with our rate, and I think they'd had just such a load of cowboys working for them before, people that didn't really understand what prestige work was. You know, in the prison service there, the floors were, you know, these slate tiles, and it was just a really posh job. And for a builder's clean to be left absolutely perfect, we showed them along the way. We communicated with them what had to be done, why stuff was difficult to do, why stuff took so long, all of that sort of jazz. So good communication with them and knowing what their customer wanted. You know, we could have done it in half the time or quarter of the time, but we knew that their customer was picky, and we knew that their customer was paying in the end for the job. So we knew that we could go in there and just work hard and do a perfect job. And because of that, we are following them now to the next one, which is we're going to a jail where they have a new office training block. And so it's all glass, and we're going to be spending 2 to 3 days a week over the next month cleaning there. It is an hour and a half away, so I'll be charging them my standard day rate plus travel. I obviously probably won't charge them an hourly rate for going down there, but I'll charge them like an expenses rate. So before, when I went down to price the job, it was €30 on diesel, so I'd want to be making a couple of times that. So maybe €100 extra a day, something like that, for charging them for do that. So Sunday afternoon, so what I am doing is I'm kind of getting the van ready. So there is our little lovely pink Henry Hetty Hoover, and that is just for kind of hoovering up any bits of spills. And there's the back of the van. I took the extra wheel out because it's not needed. So here we are. There's the poles and stuff up there, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a whole load of internal stuff first. For the first week or two, it's kind of going to be mainly internal glass, and they put stickers on it for protection, and all the glue is left behind. So what do we have here? Well, I'm not finished getting ready by any means, but this is just the start. We have the Mormon scraper, so you undo that a little bit, flick it up. Now I don't have a blade in it because I do find that they rust slightly quicker, so you unscrew it. I've heard a few people say they don't like it. It shows the blade, tighten it up a little bit, scrape away, undo that, flick the guard back up, and do that. We do have in there, we do have a plethora of stuff, and some of it is Unger blades, scrapers in there, but I like the Mormon one because I'm always losing the guard off the Unger ones, which kind of makes them unusable. There is the blade for that. But what we use on the inside for getting rid of all of that glue and adhesive and stuff like that is just a very basic sticker remover. I do have other better stuff ordered that's coming, but you literally put that onto, see, look, sticker glue, rubber base glue, sellotape, tar and smear marks. So you apply that. Now it's really strong stuff. You apply that onto it, and it kind of helps dissolve it away. And then what we use are these DA Components bronze wool pads. I'm after buying 5 from Harry, and see, there we go what it does. Steel frames. I'd be careful on painted PVC sometimes what I'm doing. Again, a test patch is a really good job, but again, we can go at the insides of that and it won't scratch, because and there are, again, just taking the time just to put brand new blades and stuff inside, Stanley blades. Again, those bronze pads are great because inside all of that is going to be hardened glass. So if we went along there, even if you had a brand new blade, now this isn't the same in every country, but for some reason in Ireland on hardened glass or tempered glass, if you go along with a scraper, even if there's nothing on the glass, you soap it up. So you're not doing it dry, you soak it up and then you go to scraper it, it leaves these horrible lines of scratches, and you can even hear like a high pitch kind of scraping noise coming off of it. So it's really important to make sure that you do that. So that's going to be us now for the next few weeks. They're really good at paying us, so we're delighted about that. In other news, my 2003 Audi A4 that I've had for the last 12 years has died, and I've sold it on for parts. So really sad about that because I love my cars and I miss that car. But for my wife, we've bought her an economical diesel Toyota Auris, which she's delighted about, and I got myself a bit of a toy car to kind of mess around and do up because it's what I do. So that's my A4. It's a 2004 A4 and it is a 1.9 TDI 130 Auto Tiptronic, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So that will keep me hobbying. It's not on the road at the moment. I've got a couple of jobs to do to it, but it's something I like to tinker, because I'm so involved in my work 24/7, but it's good to try and have something a little bit on the side that you love. So right, back to the van. And here, just to add to that, because there is an important point I wanted to make as well, and that's that we've done probably 5 schools, and another one to do this week actually. So we've done 5 schools, and some of them were massive secondary schools, inside and outside. In one we were there for 3 days doing it all. Because it was just massive, you know, 700-800 pupil. I don't know how many classrooms, but it felt like endless. That hadn't been done for years and years. And it's good to get that job done out the way. But even though we're going down to do this work here now, they would have us for 5 days a week for the next 2 weeks, rather than 2 to 3 days over the next time. Now, before we did the schools, we made sure that we were looking after all of our regular customers first. So all of our estates and 6 weekly customers, even not the fancy jobs, but just ones where we have high profitability because we do house after house after house. You know, there are big days. We made sure that we did all of those regular customers first before we did the schools, because we've done no domestic work in the last 2 weeks, and then this week we've budgeted for 2 days for our domestic stuff that's due again this week. And even though we could go down and work on that big glass building for Thursday and Friday of this week, even though we could, we're not going to, because I want to make sure that we get this work done, because these 4 weekly, 6 weekly customers will be due again in 4 and 6 weeks. So not dropping your bread and butter constant, you know, what's, say on a certain street that we get, you know, really good money out of it. What do I make out of that in a year? Well, and if you view it that way, versus how much would I make off of doing this one-off job? Probably not so much. So really just not dropping your regular stuff just because new stuff comes up. And traditionally what we do is we book out Monday and Tuesday of a week to make sure we get those really important regular jobs done first, so that in 4 weeks time they're due again. So yeah, so I just wanted to make that point, that not to be doing, even though these jobs are cool, to make sure that we get all of our really good regular jobs done, that we don't leave off even small jobs that are really, really profitable for us, and because they're regular and because we know it so well, we can just smash 50 of them, 70 of them out in a day. Alright guys, better keep on going here.